Welcome back to Point Blank. We are chatting about Feng Shui tonight. And earlier we touched on how it has helped businesses. So now we have some comments. Let's see. Mars Bar says, I can't believe the Singapore Flyer people did not consult a Feng Shui master before starting up the wheel. Then they spent another 6 figures to change the direction. Unbelievable. And James says, I live on the 4th floor and my unit number is 0404. Many Chinese would never buy this house. Is this a bad number in Feng Shui? So far, I have had some good luck, so I don't believe that 4 is that bad a number. So can Adelina advise on that?
Now, I was saying earlier on, Feng Shui is really like geographic, okay? Unfortunately, through the recent years, Feng Shui has been overly commercialized. Anything under the sun, they would link it with Feng Shui. Okay? Numbers are really psychological. Now, I've got customers who have got houses, you know, number 4, 14. All the cars must be 4 or 14 because they like that number. You know, some people say say lah, you know, sure to die. But some people say subheya, you know, it's the sounding actually. So it's really nothing to do with Feng Shui. More importantly to me is, I am not worried about the door number. Frankly, when my first house, okay, I had a door plate, you won't believe it, like 0958.
0958.
Like sure not to fart, you know. no. So it's really nothing to do with Feng Shui. It's really to do with like what is identifying what is the energy structure of the premise. If you can manipulate the qi and how you can maximize where the good energies, be attuned with your own favorable energies, and you achieve a greater sense of well-being.
Okay, it's nothing to do with lucky or unlucky numbers.
I think more to
what do you think?
Psychology.
Okay.
Let's say your house is 0404 you always say you yourself don't feel comfortable.
And
let's say you got a house say wow 8 or number 1. Wow, you really feel very
and just to be practical, well, if people buy houses with number 4, just if you are going to sell it next time, then you may find and you don't get a good price.
Because you have the superstitious people.
But then again, like I said, if that Feng Shui of the home is really good, I would buy the house because you know what, it's cheap. Nobody wants.
Okay, we have more comments. Red Devil 72 says, who invented or how did Feng Shui come about? How would the guests convince skeptics like me? So, Angelina, how would you convince him?
There are a few sage, you know.
Angelina.
Yes, there are a few sage in ancient times that have come with different formulas and have put together, you know. And of course, through the so many years of passing on this art, people have see what is workable and what's not, and they start applying it. You see, so it's really, you know.
Okay.
It's too much to go into the history. So we would do what is really effective, and we would apply that in modern use.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. So now, besides businessmen, 15 to 16-year-olds are also taking up classes in Feng Shui. RazorTV went down to Raffles International, where students are now opting for Feng Shui classes. Let's take a look.
As the winds of the exams brew around the corner, these Raffles Institution boys are not just studying their textbooks. These 15 to 16-year-olds are also consulting the elements with the ancient art of Feng Shui. This is the first time a secondary school has invited a professional Feng Shui practitioner to teach the students the basics of Feng Shui.
It is important that you understand Feng Shui is both art and science. Okay.
It is part of an enrichment course entitled What's with Chinese Geomancy? The Geographical Perspective. Raffles Institution has held such courses for the last 3 years. In previous years, one of RI's teachers conducted the lesson.
When I first took over the module, it was basically based on my own research, and it was a 6-hour course. So it wasn't that difficult because I can just bring the students out for a field work, and then feedback from the students over these 2 years mentioned that they would like to hear from the experts or a practitioner. That is when this year I decided it's time to bring in an expert to share with us more in depth.
The 12-hour program includes theory classes, a Feng Shui audit of the students' bedrooms, and an excursion to a few prominent landmarks where Feng Shui has some influence in the way it was built. Okay. So how are the students receiving this course so far?
Based on the first 2 lessons, it seems that they are very open-minded towards the new things that they are learning, and they seem to be quite interested in it, and I believe they must have an inclination to know more about Feng Shui. That's why they sign up for this module, being this advanced module where they actually have to do an assignment. It's a simple, perhaps an essay or even a presentation to just show that they have learned something over these 12 hours.
Other than for geography, students are using the art to get tips on how they can enhance their health, wealth, and improve their chances with their exams.
So are you surprised at the interest, Dora, Adelina?
I'm really not surprised because recently I've just been invited over to NTU to share with the students. There's really a huge demand, an interest there, what truly Feng Shui is about, because they would view this as a science. It's a metaphysical science, actually, and it would be good that one day they would really practice what is truly Feng Shui and like shun away is what really is not, because like I said, sometimes it's evolved into something like much more like a marketing sort of good luck stuff, and slowly people would notice or realize that, hey, it's really not about the buying things, it's not about having good luck charms and things like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Have you come across like young customers coming to you for help?
Yes. Nowadays, a lot of young couples getting a home, they just want to make sure that this part of their so-called luck is taken care of, so that they can focus on other aspects of their life, you see. Yeah.
I think those students maybe take it that it's also one course. It's something new, to them. They just want to take it as a course.
Would you encourage your own children to do that?
Okay, for example, that when my daughter, I bought her apartment, and she go for renovation. Then before renovation, I also tell her that, hey, why don't I get my master to take a look? At first, she said, I don't believe, but I said that it's no harm, right? Yeah. So you want to be better, then just I pay for it. Just take advice. Yeah. So after the master will give advice, she'll take it.
Because it's actually more practical or effective to do it at the beginning stage of your renovation work, rather than after staying in it and you find that things are not really too smooth, and then you decide to take it on. To do that rectification, and of course, it may be there'll be cost involved. And of course,
better than cure.
Yeah, and I cannot say like, okay, when you go into a home, you say that, hey, the stove is really wrong. Let's say if it's an apartment, the kitchen is already done up. I cannot say that you hack off the whole kitchen and redo again. We have to be practical.
Yep.
So basically, how we should have practical solutions like, okay, it also depends on the lifestyle of the couple. If they hardly cook, they always eat outside or the parents' home, that's fine. But when they start to have a family and they start, cooking and activating the stove, we have to correct that issue, you see. So if that stove is wrong, basically just try not to use it, and maybe we get a portable stove top and position where it's supposed to be and correct it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about this getting Feng Shui arrangements in the house, we have this comment that is similar. Jawbreaker says, I heard it is really expensive to get a Feng Shui reading of your own home. So are there any simple tips you can give us, like the basic do's and don'ts?
Okay. I don't know what you term as really expensive. So, okay. Now, simple do's and don'ts. Now, there's no hard and fast rule. Like, okay, for a layman, they say, okay, I should not have a water position opposite a fire element like a stove and water, and then immediately they just go and shift the stove. I think it's more harmful to do that, not knowing what is the so-called qi pattern of the premise, because your stove may be suppressing a good qi in the home that will be more detrimental. I mean, really, if you do have a stove that is opposite a water position, okay, sometimes, we can just like, okay, we say we swivel away the water, the water tap, and basic, simple things can be done. But if you like to have more tips or find out where are the good energies in the home or your premise, you can actually visit my website. That's a useful tool there. Key in your date of birth, and it will generate for you what you should look for. You see?
I think the question is, do we have to pay to go?
No. It's a free. That's free information. It's useful information.
Okay, but I'm curious, how much do somebody pay for?
Well, it all depends. Like if it's different masters will have different fee structures. Okay, for me, I mean, for residential, it depends on the types of housing, but of course, for commercial industry, it depends on the size of the project and what is involved.
I see.
Yes.
How about the range of like a simple Heartlanders home, like a HDB flat?
Well, I always believe that I sometimes I would try to help, make it very reasonable so that people at least have something that they can, a hope that they can try to work things better. Of course, I won't charge them
exorbitant.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, I feel that Feng Shui is also a consultancy service.
Yes.
To charge a reasonable price.
Yes. Yes.
And but I realize that certain Feng Shui masters charge very high price.
Yeah.
That's really frighten people.
Correct.
They charge a few $1,000s, even maybe 10 or 20,000.
Yeah,
That's
shouldn't
too
be
high.
based
So
on
that's
greed,
why there's a lot of people, they frightened to see the Feng Shui. But for my experience, my dad master Feng Shui, normally he charged for the resident, they charge about $500 per house.
Wow.
Yeah, but for business it's about 1,000.
I see.
So that way you feel
That
very
is reasonable.
Yeah. Then the business, his business grow,
Okay.
and also become an international business because when our region, we have region office and our LCRC, he also go, and everybody recommend one to word of mouth. That's why right now everywhere you call it. Oh, right now I'm in Indonesia, right now in China, I'm USA. You see.
Okay, let's see. Beach Girl is asking, my house looks out towards a power plant from far. Is that bad luck in general? And is Lilian To your competitor?
Okay, now talking about the powerhouse.
Okay, powerhouse.
Now, if it's really
Power
far,
plant.
the power plant is really far, it really doesn't affect you very much. But of course, when it's near proximity, see the powerhouse, the power plant, it generates a lot of electromagnetic fields. So long-term exposure to it does
Radiation.
affect.
Yeah.
Yes, radiation does affect your well-being, your health.
Okay.
So if you really have a power station next to your house, some private estates, they might have a power station next to the house. They usually try to build a high brick wall to block off the radiation.
So another way you can get a negative ionizer, to neutralize, the energy.
Okay, James has a similar question. My home has a church in front and a school beside it, which is very noisy. I feel that it blocks the Qi, and the school is higher than my floor. Is that bad? Okay, all the viewers are
is
asking.
higher than the floor. I can't imagine. Okay, now having a church in front of the house. Now again, some people. This is again superstitious thinking again. Because some people say, oh, you should never have a church in front or any religious building in front of the home, because they always say that there are spirits outside. And hey, one day, this spirit may be loitering around, and I think, hey, this looks like a nice house to go in, they will just, come into it's really nothing.
But
okay.
I guess spirits will avoid these religious places.
They will stay outside. They'll say, oh, they can't go in a church, okay, they can come into your home then. No, really, that's not for me.
Maybe there's a lot of activity there. It's very noisy.
Yeah, I mean, having a school, of course, they say there's an imbalance of qi because in the day it's very active, very noisy, and in the night it's
very
too
quiet.
Yeah, so basically it's...
Okay. Those are very interesting comments, but it's time for a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about Feng Shui, so stay with us.